I have some very horrible and unfortunate news to share with all of you guys if you're a fan of No Game, No Life. For the last 24 or so hours, there's been a lot of traction around the series title, and it all stems from a post that was made yesterday that is now deleted. The account no longer exists, but basically, this account that no longer exists, it made a post saying that No Game, No Life Season 2 is incoming, that it is under production and will be officially announced relatively soon. And as you can see by my post I made yesterday, I was like, I refuse to believe this is real. I refuse to believe No Game No Life Season 2 is actually being leaked. And the reason why I say this is multiple of reasons. For one, no official source. It was just a random account that I've never really seen leak anything before. But also, it's just, if there was information that No Game No Life Season 2 was theoretically being worked on, okay, there's no way this random account would leak it before all the other leakers that I am very well aware of. So I was like, the evidence that this is most likely fake was definitely high. But obviously, the anime community desperately wanted to believe that it was legitimate. And the reason for that is because it's been 11 years. It's been 11 years since No Game No Life Season 1 came out, and people have been desperately looking forward to a continuation of some kind. And obviously, Studio Madhouse, you know, they're the ones that worked on Season 1, and a lot has happened in the last 11 years for Madhouse's studio, the anime community, the anime industry. A lot has changed since then, and just people have desperately been begging and asking for a follow-up for a very long time. However, with the traction that this post gains, and also with it apparently reaching even into the No Game No Life subreddit, it caused so much traction, in fact, that the author of No Game No Life had to make an official post on their official Twitter account late last night on January 19th at 9:15 p.m. What does this say? Well, let's get right into that. So basically, what the author says here is this. Good morning. When I woke up, I had an incomprehensible number of DMs, but they were all fake. So I would appreciate it if you would not contact me about them. Now, obviously, this is probably a mistranslation somewhat from Google Translate, but to kind of clarify what's going on here, basically, thanks to the overall announcement or the supposed leak account saying No Game No Life Season 2 was in the works, the author started to get spammed a lot of messages in their DMs about it, and they basically woke up to a massive, overwhelming amount of messages, and they basically said, it's fake. That the entire announcement is fake. Now, there is some silver lining here to talk about. There is some good to really take away from this post, but let's get into this first, okay? Like, you know, the bad first before I get into some of the good. Basically, this means that that post yesterday that was making traction is fake, so there is no current leaks or anything that indicate that No Game No Life Season 2 is in production. So, hope for the series, once again, drops to an all-time low, because obviously it's been 11 years, and with something like this, it's very clear that it might not ever come out, but there is hope. And the reason why I say that is because clearly the author most likely saw the overwhelming amount of DMs, and it's clear there is a lot of, a lot of people want No Game No Life Season 2, and they definitely want to see it continued in some way in anime form. So I do feel like there is clearly an audience, and there is a lot of dedicated fans that definitely want to see it adapted. And I feel like the author probably sees this, and most likely if the author is able to relay this to maybe the effective people on top, most likely, you know, there could be some talks of a anime adaptation maybe in the future. However, there is another thing to look at about this too, and that is the fact that even theoretically, if it was in production, the author obviously couldn't say it is. I do want to make sure I state that as well, that obviously the account that, you know, no longer exists, most likely was just lying for their teeth. 100% probably completely fake. But hypothetically, and this is not even, I would say, a 1% chance it's true that it is happening, but hypothetically, let's say the account was telling the truth and there is a production of Season 2 coming out. Obviously, like I said, the author can't admit that. It's just NDAs and stuff, it's just they can't do that. They gotta wait to official sources before it's actually officially announced. So there is some silver lining there. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not gonna happen, but obviously, it's been 11 years at this point, and it's pretty sad. It's very sad news. So, yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I know there's a lot of people that are probably legitimately upset about this, but, yeah, it's something relatively that I wanted to talk about because it was making a lot of traction. A lot of people are messaging me about it as well, and even the post before it got removed, it got community noted, as you could see here. You know, Cloudy here posted it to show me. It got community noted, and for good reason. I mean, there was really no credibility or evidence at all to provide it, and makes sense why it got community noted. However, I do want to state something, and I want to say this again. If it was to be leaked, it wouldn't just be by this random person. It would be by other leak accounts that have a history of leaking content, because there's no way leak accounts that love traction and people noticing them and going to their account, I'm just being honest, that's the truth, there's no way they wouldn't leak that No Game No Life is in the works. There's no way. So, the fact that none of them talked about it basically meant that, yeah, it was fake. And that's what led me to believe it was fake from the very beginning. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much. Be safe, stay healthy, and I love you guys. Chibi out.